What's going on, everybody? JBH here, and welcome back to another video. And today, guys, I'm going to give you my top 5 roller coasters, my top 5 favorite roller coasters at Hersheypark. These are definitely the coasters I'll definitely always try to go on when I visit the park. I do like all of them, but I just have a top 5. So today I'm going to show you my top 5 coasters at Hersheypark, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. Alrighty, everyone, and then starting off at the number 5 spot is, of course, the Great Bear at Hersheypark. So the Great Bear is a roller coaster that was probably one of my very first inverted roller coasters that I ever got to bid on. So it did open in the late 90s, and it's been there ever since. The only thing about this ride that it is a little short, but it has 4 great inversions in the ride, and it's nice that you can hear the bear coming just by the uniqueness of it, which is different from any other inverted roller coaster, is that roaring sound that it makes, like a bear, which is great. So that's what makes it stand out than any other inverted roller coasters in the world. So that's why I just love the sound of that, and you definitely always hear it coming. But yeah, it's such a great ride. Just like I said, just a little short, but it's definitely worth the wait, because it's definitely one of the best. I know a lot of people like the Great Bear. And it's been around ever since. And fun little fact, actually, my uncle, he actually helped build the Great Bear. And I just remember when I was younger, we went to the park and he showed us about everything. And so that was just really cool. Alrighty, everyone. And then, of course, coming in at number 4 is, of course, Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit is definitely really unique, having a 90-degree lift hill going straight up, and then of course a 97-degree drop, which you go beyond 90 degrees, and it features lots of great inversions. I did not attend this ride, I remember, for opening day, unfortunately, but I did get to ride it later on. And I remember, I think my dad went to this on opening day, and he said, I don't know if anybody remember this around opening day, but apparently the train got stuck right in between both of the Cobra Roll moment. I don't know if anybody remembers that, which was definitely interesting, but they got it fixed. But definitely this ride is definitely really popular at the park. It always has a long line, and it's just a great ride. Alrighty, and then of course coming in the number 3 spot is, of course, Storm Runner. Storm Runner is a great fast ride, having all the barrel rolls in, down, into a drop. Of course, featuring goes to 0 to like 72 miles per hour, I believe, in like 2-3 seconds. I believe it is. This ride, I definitely remember going on opening day for when this released, and everybody was waiting in line. Of course, they were testing it in the morning, and of course, it got rolled back a couple times. I remember a couple people were like kind of freaking out about that. Just these type of rides, just you always have to know, please know that rollbacks do happen. Especially even on King to Ka, at Six Flags New Jersey, Great Adventure. So there, it can have a rollback too. So these rides can have rollbacks. I haven't seen Storm Runner do a rollback in actually quite some time, but it can happen. So don't be alarmed. But like I said, if that ever happens when you're on the ride, don't panic. It just needs to get a certain speed to get over to the top of the lift hill. But it's just a great ride. I love it. Alrighty, everyone, and then on to the number 2 spot. Number 2 spot is, of course, Pandemonium. So Pandemonium, I remember going on this, when it opened back in 2020. And of course, it was supposed to open in May, but of course, the park didn't open until July due to COVID. So that's why of course it didn't open until July. And actually, speaking of that, like July, you can actually go back on one of my older videos. I did actually attend on opening day. There is a video I do have on my channel, Pandemonium on opening day, and of course Chocolatetown when Chocolatetown opened on opening day too. So that's when I first rode it for the first time, and I said, Hersheypark, they call it their sweetest coaster, and it definitely does take it by that name. It definitely is the sweetest coaster. Has some great airtime moments on this ride. It's like this coaster to me, it just has that really good feeling, about it, especially when you get off, especially even those like little bunny hills. Like the feeling of this ride just feels like, yes, like they said, it is the sweetest coaster. So that's why it takes the number 2 spot, and make sure it's the first roller coaster you'll see when you go to Hersheypark. And alrighty, and the number 1 spot that takes number 1 at Hersheypark, my absolute favorite coaster at Hersheypark, is of course Skyrush. Skyrush, standing over 200 feet tall, and the speed of this ride is super fast. This was actually built by Intamin, so another great Intamin ride. And of course, I love about this ride as well, it's just really unique, and plus it has those winged outer seats. So it's like basically you can get 2 different ride experiences, basically if you ride on the outer seat or just the regular in the middle car. And I just love that it has like a winged outer seat type of moment, type of feeling to it. And it's just a really cool ride. Like the speed on this ride is constant. It goes super fast. Even though they say Pandemonium is the fastest one at Hersheypark, this one, it just feels like it's the fastest because you're constantly moving at a speed, and it's just, such a great ride. And this is like the number one ride I always definitely go on when I go to Hersheypark, because it's, my absolute favorite. I hope Hersheypark does not get rid of this ride, because I will be really, really sad if they do, because it's just a great ride. It's definitely a big name coaster that people definitely come to Hersheypark to ride. Alrighty, everyone, and then I wanted to talk about one more topic about Skyrush. Also, that people don't like it because of the restraints, because people call it thigh crush, because basically, the restraints can really sit tight on your thighs, and then sometimes when they actually, they can pull a little harder down just because they want to make sure you're in nice and good, because, it is a really high, intense thrill ride roller coaster. So that's another thing, that's why people don't like it. I really hope they do not get rid of this ride at Hersheypark, because, it's just one of my favorites. I'll be really, really sad if they do. But I just didn't know if maybe, I'm not too sure if they, I hope they don't, but if there's anything they could redo the restraints, maybe redesign the car, if anything. But like I said, it's a definitely unique thrill experience, especially with the winged outer seats. That's what I love about that ride. So yeah, right now I have Comet on right now playing in the background. Of course, it's right next to Skyrush. Comet's another great ride at the park. Definitely a nice classic wooden coaster that's been around at Hersheypark since the beginning. Alrighty, and of course there's so many other great roller coasters at Hersheypark. Of course we have, Jolly Rancher Remix, or also formerly known as Sidewinder. So basically, before it got a revamp into Remix, basically I never really went on Sidewinder. It really wasn't my favorite ride at the park. It was really due to the restraint, well, not the restraints, I guess more of the feeling. There was a lot of head bobbing on this ride, where you have to try to keep your head nice and center, but sometimes I felt like I couldn't. It was still going all over the place. Some people might know what I mean by that, but since they redid the train, I think they redid the train a little bit, it's not as bad anymore. So but it's still a ride I would definitely go on only once or twice in a day. This is not a roller coaster I would keep going all the time, but it is a great roller coaster, especially with that flavor tunnel. Alright, of course we also have, Super Duper Looper, which is a great, roller coaster as well. That's actually, I would say, would be a good first kids ride, like with the first loop in it, like a good first kids looping roller coaster. But now, of course, we have some other family kid roller coasters as well at the park. So, like I would say, Coco Cruiser is, of course, the first good kids roller coaster to go on. And then I would say after that would be, of course, here Trailblazer, which is, of course, Hersheypark's wildest ride in the wilderness. Of course, comparing that to Disney there, that Disney reference, the Big Thunder. But yeah, so it's a great family roller coaster, for families and everyone. Normally this is a roller coaster I don't go on by myself. I always go on it with Katie, because this is her favorite roller coaster. She's not a big roller coaster fan like me, but this is definitely a good roller coaster to go on a friend with you. Normally I would go on this with a friend, or of course Katie or anybody at the park that I'm with for the day. But so it's a great family roller coaster. So let's go on to the next topic I have. Alrighty, and then of course, the last topic I want to talk about is of course Wildcats Revenge again. So of course, where will Wildcats Revenge be on my list? It's probably, I have a feeling like it's probably going to be definitely in the top 5 category. Don't know if it will take the number 1 spot, who knows? But like I said, a lot of us are definitely waiting for this ride. So definitely needed that help being from Wildcat, because Wildcat was just really so rough. So it definitely needed to go and get a makeover and a redo. But definitely excited for it. The construction for this ride is definitely coming along really smoothly. Of course, can't wait to experience this ride. Hopefully it will open by Memorial Day weekend. If not, it does have a summer 2023 release date. If it does not open by Memorial Day weekend, I think that's what the park is shooting for. But if not, it will probably open sometime in June, I would say. And then, of course, we'll see when the pass holder previews will be that. Because really, this ride should be done by beginning of May to get it testing and everything like that. Because then we'll have to do of course, the king size season pass holder previews even before Memorial Day weekend. So who knows? We'll find out soon enough. But like I said, the construction is going really nice and smoothly on it. Just can't wait to ride this ride for the summer of 2023 at Hersheypark. Alrighty everyone, well I hope you enjoyed this video today talking about my top 5 favorite roller coasters at Hersheypark. There's so many great coasters to ride at this park. Of course, I know there's some that I didn't mention, but normally one ride I normally don't go on is of course Wild Mouse. I think nobody really does go on to Wild Mouse too much. It's not that great of a ride because it's just like a standard Wild Mouse type ride anywhere else you can go to any park. But of course there's some rides I didn't mention like Laugh Track and Lightning Racer, another 2 great roller coasters at the park as well. Like this Laugh Track always gets really busy, of course during the summer being because it's a place you can get some AC, some air conditioning. But anyways, hope you guys can come to the Hersheypark this summer and ride all these great roller coasters, especially Wildcats Revenge. Till then guys, I'm JBH, until the next adventure, I'll see you guys real soon. See yas!